So, welcome everybody, it's Cypher Sigma Toys here, bringing you another toy talk video. Yes, so I've done 3 of these now and we've gone on to number 4. So you've seen what I collect, why I collect and how I collect. Now this is a kind of different question. This is the whole question of complete or incomplete. And I've got a toy line here that will perfectly explain it. So this is a Darkling Lord, this is Darkstorm. I very nicely picked up these bases on Amazon, so really cool. So that's Darkling. The Darkling Lords have the kind of dragon, and the unicorn is for the Spectral Knights, the good guys. This comprised of 14 characters. Is it 14 characters? That's a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters, not 14. So there was 6 good guys and 6 bad guys. 4 had staffs and the other 3 had vehicles that they go with. Each one has obviously like Darkstorm, so you'll see he has his totem here. Obviously comes with a helmet if I remove it. So Joe has his little weapon there and then has his staff, and if you'll see his hologram, that is his hologram of the K. So this is complete. So this is the first figure I have. I also have a Kravex, he is all complete. A Cryotech, who is complete. And that's about it complete. I have Leoric, so the leader of good guys, as you see, that's the unicorn one. Really cool bases, I'd say. I think you can pick them up, I think like $3.50 plus postage. I've got some more coming for the other characters. So he is missing his whip. And then I have obviously people like Sindar, whose staff is the wrong hologram. So this is where this discussion is going on. So if you get these figures, obviously if you want to complete them, you're looking at 40 to 50 quid for a complete figure. So that is this, the holograms, the shield and something like that, and the weapon. Most of them, you have people like Feral, him with his helmet and weapon goes for about 70 quid. And then you have kind of the evil version of him is Recon, that can go for like 100 plus. You'll see the hologram can fade over time, which it has done a little bit. There is a little bit of black on it. As you will see, like some of the limbs can get loose, the O-rings can fail. My Darkstorm, when I pulled it out, and as you do this you end up accumulating what I have. So this is my bag of extras. As you see, I have loads of the same figure, and I mean, so this guy called Witherquick, I took him apart. So this is the best version I have of him. So he has no fading more or less at all. He's going to go back in the garage. His arms are the stiffest ones I have. His head is a little loose, but it's the better looking one. His legs are fine, and you just see there's a little bit of loose paint across the arch. That's what you get. He has his helmet. I have his staff. I just don't have his weapon. Now if I want to pick up his weapon, I'm looking about 20 quid. And as you've seen, I've already spent quite a lot on Witherquick stuff. Now this is a line. This is one of the 10 things I wanted to finish this year. The Capture Chariot, which is the hardest to get vehicle. I have a mostly complete one. But you're looking at hundreds to probably complete it, unless I very much luck out and find one that has the bits that I need. And this is the thing, like a lot of the figures I buy, I'm not too fussed about completing. This is one that I have because I very much really like this. But the thing is this is where it gets to. I mean, you can pick up probably like this figure like 10 quid maybe. I mean, the helmet cost me another 10 quid I think on top of it. So say like probably like 15, 20 quid you can pick this figure up. Do you then want to spend essentially trying to find his staff, which could raise you at least another 10 quid, and then his weapon could be 15. So I could be looking at 50, 60 quid for one figure. As I said, there's 12 figures, there's 4 vehicles to get. Most of mine are complete except for the Lancer Cycle, which is missing the mirrors and the glass. Again, and that comes with this guy here, Ektar, and as you can see, Ektar is very discoloured in places, so it's not great. He's missing his hologram, he doesn't have his helmet, he doesn't have his weapon. It's about 90 quid for the vehicle in this, in a more complete state, maybe 80, 90 quid if you are lucky. and it's like, this is the kind of question, like, if you want a complete line, this is where you decide that you complete it, and then you're spending X. I mean, I've bought this figure already, and I got him in a bundle, so he wasn't very cheap. But for me to find a good one, I'm probably going to have to buy that and the vehicle to get the few little bits that I need. And it could be like 60, 70 odd quid to get the bits loose, if I find them, because with Visionaries, it's really hard to find them. And I say specifically with this. So this is one character staff, but it's the incorrect hologram. Unfortunately, most of them were produced with the incorrect hologram. They were produced with this guy's hologram. So it's, as you can see, it's the exact same. And Sindar's is basically a big creature of destruction. So again, do I keep hold of this, and when I get a base for Sindar, he is more or less complete, but I need to find a new staff. And this is where stuff keeps getting costly. For me, because I am focusing on, I will spend the money. Now I'm trying to kind of pick them up here and there, just hoping I luck out on bargains and stuff like this. When you go to toy fairs, unfortunately, they don't really have loose figures. People do what they buy a complete figure and make what they can. Same with me. I dismantled a load. I think I have about 6 or 7 complete. I have 2 spare staffs, and I will keep those, so if any of mine do get damaged, I can fade it. It's not too hard to disassemble these. And if you look for plumbing seals for this one, so I've got a batch of plumbing seals that I bought for like £5. These, you can use them to replace the O-rings for them. You can get proper O-rings, but I just used that because it was cheaper, because I had a few other plumbing issues I was dealing with. So yeah, so this is where my line is complete. Now, I say for Visionaries, because this is my focus, this is where I am buying the additional stuff and looking for things. But for most figures, I'm not really too fussed about accessories. Vehicles, they're too big, I don't have them in my collection. And this is where I'm on the fence when it comes to completing figures. If it's a small line, it's quite affordable, then yes, I'm happy to kind of complete them. But when it starts getting expensive, as I say, look, you can spend 40, 50 quid a figure. Now that's 12 figures, that's £600. The vehicles, I mean, with the Dagger Assault, a complete one with Recon, you're probably looking 300, 400, 500, 600 quid at least. And the cost of probably buying almost all the figures, I mean, you're probably looking about, I would say, £1.5 to complete the whole line. Good, and that's probably unrealistic. If you look online, people are asking for more for waves that are missing figures and stuff like this. And this is where I kind of have this price range that's in my head, and people might do it, may not. You know, for this, it is a bit expensive. I have, like, let's say, accumulated excess figures and that, and you know, trying to find better holograms and stuff. And you know, as you can hear, his head is a little rattly. Maybe I can pack that out. But because they break and something, it's good to know to repair them. I say they're not the hardest thing to repair in the world, but they are great figures. And I say I'm glad to have them. And I say have them on their bases. So the original 8 with the staffs, so only 8 of them had the staffs, and then obviously these guys would go with vehicles. I will figure out if I need bases or something for them. But as you can see, like, I would have to buy another one to kind of swap out the yellow in. Obviously I need a hologram for him, his mask and like his weapon, and it's, as I say, you might as well buy the vehicle with it. The same with Ektar. I mean, quite fortunately across the wave, obviously I have Lexor. He is more or less complete except for his weapon. So again, 10, 15 quid for his weapon. Arzon, complete, just missing his weapon. His hologram's quite good. Just a little bit. For some reason, the holograms do seem to fade there as well. I don't know why. Sindar, as I said, and then I have Mordred. He's very discoloured, so I will look out for him. I don't know if I have one in here. No, I don't have another Mordred. He is hard, and I don't have his weapon, but I have his vehicle complete, so that is something. So yeah, on the grand scheme of things, not too many bits to buy. Obviously, a few expensive figures and that to get, but that is where I sit when a complete figure. If it's cheap, I will definitely more than happily go and buy the accessories, or if it's a line I'm focused on. But I mean, it can get ridiculous if you collect like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the classic 1980s line. There's accessories that are in the hundreds, and like there's 3 or 4 of them for each figure. So probably the same with these, like they have a weapon and they have a helmet and they have a hologram. But I just can't justify it in the you know, yeah, you might be able to find a figure that's sometimes cheaper, but it's as you've seen with COVID and everything else, there's so many more people out there collecting this sort of stuff that the stuff is getting less and less and less because people are buying it and there are more collectors collecting it, and it just isn't out there, and then the price goes up and up and up, and it's a hobby that I enjoy, but when it gets to I can barely afford to get a lot of stuff, that's just ridiculous for me. But anyway, that has been my little talk of Talking Toys episode 4. Do you collect toys complete? Do you collect them incomplete? Do you mix like I do? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I've been Stuff Sigma Toys. Hope you enjoyed this little talk, and I shall see you in the next one.